a little bit early. We're going to jump into this. Well, I would say whatever the number of games is, but it's different on each site. So there's 9 games on FanDuel, 11 games on DraftKings. And we just finally got a Yankees lineup, which Sheets and I were talking about. So we have the 2 leadoff hitters in that game in Boston and New York are 2K and 2,700. So I think you can expect a little bit of ownership to slant towards that. So that's the first thing I noticed. But Sheets, overall, we talked about things earlier. It'll take people a few minutes to get in, but do you have what did you end up deciding with pitching and stacks? And
well, things are going to be much different with this Yankee lineup if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
However, I was heading more towards what you we're going to do. Actually, conceptually, you got Scherzer going to the Hall of Fame. We got Verlander going to the Hall of Fame. We got freaking Peralta with like all this upside, and Joe Ryan, and I was going to play very little of any of them. I was going to go with like Hall of Famers Cal Quantrill and Hall of Famers Ryan Nelson, and Hall of Famers Cutter Crawford and Jose Assad and guys like that. So those are going to be my Hall of Famers. And pay up.
You forgot Zach Littell.
And that, well, I imagine
that's
without saying, of course. It's just a matter of how much Budo is too much Budo. That's the only question. You know what I mean? So that's what I was going to do. But to be perfectly honest with you, this Yankee and Red Sox thing might have me change that a little bit.
Well, the one thing, but it does give a little boost right to Cutter Crawford.
Yes, but I'm just saying that it allows me to pay up for pitching a little bit more.
Yeah,
to get to all that stuff.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna definitely be updating the projections probably within the next 20 minutes, half an hour. But first of all, what I'm playing today, just I don't do this too often. So FanDuel's, I love this tournament. They have the 150.
Yeah,
I'm playing like 5 of those. Like I never play that many. So
nice.
5 of those, and then Dylan Mayhew's out and Volpe's out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is all going to change. And then I'm going to play the 777 and whatever the usual stuff on DraftKings. But I love that FanDuel tournament. I want to win that one, or at least I want to be competitive.
Yeah.
The one spot which I continue to now I struggle with. I no matter how many times I run on SaberSim, it's not giving me any. But I just don't care. I have to play a little bit of the Seattle.
I'm with you.
So I'm going to make sure to get some of that. But you know what's weird on FanDuel? Even on FanDuel, I'm paying down for the pitching over there. It's just not usually recommended.
Yeah, and you don't have the Yankees and Red Sox game over there. So it's different. That's part of it. I was able to get a nice double stack of Arizona and Colorado over there.
I was getting like I wanted to play like Arizona, San Diego's. And they're expensive, San Diego's.
Yeah.
Houston's. Do you still have interest in the Dodgers?
Yeah, I do. My biggest buy-in though is Houston, but I do have the Dodgers as a little further back. My second biggest buy-in has the Mets stacked. Well, I've got one with the Mets stacked with Arizona, and I've got one with the Dodgers and Houston.
See, Tauchman is out.
Yeah.
For Colorado. Is the guy with the 2 names in?
Yeah, and he's a real prospect just for those people who don't know who he is. He's a high-level prospect. He's batting 8th. He's probably going to have a pretty decent amount of ownership because of his price and the situation. And I'll probably end up playing some of him anyway. I will say that there's a very reasonable chance of pinch hit risk all the time with the Cubs.
Oh, he's hitting 8th. Okay.
8th. Yeah. And I'll tell you on FanDuel, I'm curious if Colorado sort of tilts over to being one of the more popular teams because you've got guys like Chris Bryant is 2,500 because he just came back and they haven't adjusted.
I saw that.
So it does make that Colorado stack a little more appealing, which I jumped on it right away, but then sort of started to think that that's what other people might do as well. Just because it looks a lot different over there, and they've got still a huge run total. I like the idea of what you mentioned with the Seattle, by the way. I am going to play some Sandoval, like I mentioned, but I'm also going to play Seattle. And my biggest buy-in lineups, I'll just say right now, my pitchers and my biggest buy-in are Cutter Crawford and Cal Quantrill. My pitchers and my second biggest buy-ins are Verlander, Ryan, Rodon, and Littell. And then I have Peralta as my main pitcher on FanDuel. I do have a Peralta Scherzer lineup on DraftKings that I was able to play with what I thought was going to be the Yankees stack, which now I'm going to have to reconsider whether I want to play the Yankees. But I do have the value to be able to play those guys if I want to do it. So that's what I'm debating.
Just for fun, before I upload, I can't do the projections when I'm on here. I'm gonna do it like at 6:20 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share my screen, and at least I'll do a SaberSim build with the SaberSim projections. They said we could do that.
Yeah.
So let's just see, because I think they updated them, SaberSim. I don't know if they updated the ownership, but they certainly updated. Because I'm seeing like all the different lineups that they have here. Do they have the Yankees in? They don't have the Angels, whatever. We don't care about that yet anyway. Nobody has those. Wait, so the Yankees is not on not on FanDuel.
They're not playing on FanDuel.
Okay, so but the Red Sox are. Let me see if they updated. I want to do DraftKings first. Let me see if they updated DraftKings yet. Yeah, they updated DraftKings. Okay, so let's think so. Yankees are in, so let's update the projections, at least the SaberSim projections.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what. Wait, loading players. We'll change this. Wait, so we're gonna reset projections, and then we'll take a little change to make DraftKings happy. And we'll rebuild 50 lineups. Let's see what we get. I'm imagining that with this Yankee and Red Sox stuff, with that leadoff guy for the Red Sox and the Yankees, those guys, I have a feeling they're going to pay up for more pitching. That's just going to be my.
Yeah.
Also because I don't think that they're going to probably give enough ownership to the Yankees quite yet.
Yeah, and there's a number of other value plays like throughout the industry, like Alec Thomas batting fifth, who's been my little darling play because he somehow every time I play him, I swear that's the only time I ever contend for anything is if I play Alec Thomas.
Yeah,
so I play him every day.
I remember you and I were battling that time when Alec Thomas hit the home runs.
Right. But you've got some pretty good value out there. Like we've got what is this game? Hold on, stop giving me this wrong slate. Every time I click the main slate, it gives me the second slate, and then it says, okay, here we go. So you've got Florial, and then even the Cubs have value, which is going to make things it's just going to be, there's just plenty of value out there, which is going to make Verlander and Ryan really popular too, which we already knew they were going to be popular, but Wells now batting cleanup at 2,600. That's going to make, you're going to have Yankees ownership, even though you might not have Yankees, well, I guess you might have Yankee stacks, and it's really easy to do. But I don't know. It's just really, really easy to use that value from, like you said, both sides. You've got Rafaela for leading off for Boston at 2,700. You've got Refsnyder batting second at 2,500. It's just there's just so much out there. Alec Thomas is batting fifth for the Arizona at 2,600. There's just a lot. And then DJ Stewart even is down to 3,100. You've got both third basemen for the Mets are 2,400 and 2,800. There's just a lot of ways you can build if you wanted to not spend on pitch, if you wanted to spend on pitching. But I'm still forcing in the Houston expensive mother effers because I think they're going to get like no ownership at all tonight. And the only part that I'm a little worried about is that I don't actually think Sears is that bad, but the bullpen is bad. And last night they didn't use the bullpen. They used the opener, and then they used what's his name, Waldichuk, to shut things down for some reason. Forever. And I don't have any of the Goldie. The only guys Goldie has projected, and I don't even know if I agree with this. I don't think they have Altuve and Tucker. Alvarez and Tucker. How are both of those guys in a lefty-lefty matchup really going to be double-digit owned? I don't think so, personally.
So the SaberSim run here is giving us actually Cubs, Arizona, Dodgers, because the aforementioned Jay Assad and Quantrill are like are showing up all over the goddamn place. Like all of the cheapos, Manaya, Quantrill, Assad, Wu, Buto. Like those are the top five.
Right.
And then finally you get down to Verlander, Ryan, and all the others. So they're really trying. But it's interesting that Crawford doesn't quite make the that same thing. So I would probably move Crawford up to like be on par with the guys like Minaya and Quantrill.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because these Yankee guys, they're putting in the same. You know, they look good from a fantasy perspective, but the fact remains there's no Stanton, no LeMahieu. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So that's good for, like you said, that's good for Crawford. So I'm going to probably give him a little bit of a bump.
Yeah, I'm looking now at the updated ownerships from Goldie, and it's definitely going to be Chicago, Arizona, it looks like, as the two most popular.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I think the Yankees will catch up a little bit. Maybe not as full stacks, but like people are going to play that Wells, Florial, and whoever else they want to fit in for like nothing as your complimentary stack to the Cubs. That's what I think will happen. But yeah, I don't have it now. We've got no players on Houston above 8% owned. I'm very into this Houston idea, especially after the dud last night. I think they're just going to be unowned, and they're one of the teams that's still playing for something. And you know, Rich B asked if we like Wu. I don't particularly like Wu. I think the matchup is prime. It's fine. To play a chalky Dylan Wu at 7,900 here just feels like the wrong way to play GPPs. But let me just see where we have the ownership on him now, because a lot of my decision was based on where I thought he was going to be owned. If we think that he's actually going to get less ownership, and you know what, it has dropped to low enough. So
he had a grand total of 0 strikeouts in his last game. So yeah.
Early in the day, he was looking like he might be the most popular pitcher. Early on, we were seeing like 30% plus.
Yeah, right.
If he's 15%, that's totally fine. I don't worry about the being.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
So I'm going to get a little bit of Wu, even though I don't like. It's just I just think against the Angels, we just have to just sort of take shots in the pitchers every day. It's just too good of a spot. So to answer, I'll rephrase it, Rich. Now I like Wu a little better than I did before, but I'm also not buying these projections yet exactly. I think that they need to update.
I agree.
Because I don't think everybody's going to be 20% owned. I think that, and I don't believe Scherzer's going to be 20% owned at Toronto. I don't think so. So I think once we don't have Goldie's most recent projections. Let me just make sure we don't before I say it. Yeah. So when Goldie updates his projections, I would suggest everybody who has a membership with TrueDFS, let's say, checks out what Goldie's projections are. Those will be what we're getting from across the industry. Okay, and we have a lot of lineups that we still haven't seen yet. So the Dodgers released theirs.
Padres.
The Dodgers are out though. The Padres.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, the Dodgers is pretty much what you'd think. Mookie, Freddie, Will Smith, Muncy, JD Martinez, Peralta, Hayward, Outman, Kike. Probably the best offensive lineup they've released in a very long time. Unfortunately, that means I also have to go back and edit a bunch of lineups because I had Rojas as my cheap play in the game, and Hernandez is just enough more to where it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And it looks like Minaya is officially starting tonight. So
I saw that. That's a big deal. I mean,
yeah. That means he may pitch 6 innings. He has. I mean, people forget this guy has ridiculous upside. He's always been a strange, inconsistent pitcher, and the way he's being used in San Francisco is very weird. But he has we see this out of him a lot. Like this guy's got elite level stuff when he's on, and it's reflected a little bit in that Cleveland total at 3.6. Like a 5.7 K pitcher against a team with a 3.6 run total as a starter. That's a really, really low total. He probably doesn't have. They'll let him go probably if he's cruising, and he'll probably get yanked if he's not, because they have too many. They need to win games so desperately right now. So, yeah, I'm just going to take a quick look at Cleveland here. Yeah, when you switch up the lefties versus Cleveland instead of the righties, they still don't strike out a ton, but they strike out a little bit more against lefties than they do against righties. So take it out for what it's worth in terms of playing Minaya. And I do really like the idea of getting these. I like the double spend up or the double spend down. I'm just not getting the in between plays very much today.
Right.
And that would be the Wu. I guess I'll get a little bit of. I think Wu, Sandoval, and Lance Lynn will end up with just a little bit of each. All right, guys. Fire in questions and thoughts.
I know. I just want to see if
I'm just telling everybody else to go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the Dodgers are in. The only thing we're missing is San Diego and the San Francisco game, right?
Yeah. We got Michael Garcelle saying, Sheets, love what you guys do here. Are we going to get another Sheets update? Yes, Sheets will update in a few.
It'll probably be at about by 6:40.
Okay.
By 6:40. Matter of fact, I'm doing it now, but this is not interesting to anybody. But I don't know how to move it, so I'll just unshare my screen for now. I'll do FanDuel also as well. Who plays this Thursday, by the way?
I know the game. I'm sorry, my mode is too hard to jump these things. I know. I'm just focused on this. I believe it's Minnesota. Was it Philly? Yeah, I think it is Philly. It's Philly and I think Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. Okay, let me see. Minnesota. Yeah. It's actually a pretty great game that I really wish was on the Sunday slate.
You got a whatchamacallit, Max Homa is the top priced golfer. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that one. Yeah, Jolly says, what's up? He's thinking about loading up on Boston. I just want to say for that game, I am definitely getting pieces of it because the value works out. But these are pretty terrible lineups that these teams released. And you take out, there's no Devers, no LeMahieu for the Yankees, no Stanton for the Yankees. You have Peraza, Cabrera, Pereira. It's just a lot of stuff. And honestly, I do like the Red Sox side a little bit better, but I still think Rodon is getting. I know he hasn't pitched great, all this stuff. I think he's been getting a little bit better, and other than his last start, but I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and load up I definitely can't say don't play the Red Sox. It makes plenty of sense to me. Philly, Minnesota. Oh, that's the game. Yeah, I like the Houston. Yes, I do.
And we're going to be doing, Jayhawk and I are going to be doing our Survivor Pool video tomorrow.
Oh, you got a lot of videos. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of videos tomorrow.
I got a lot going on.
A lot of them.
And you know, it would be nice if Roto Grinders would not keep the White Sox in their projections since the game isn't going. That would be nice. It's not on the slate. It would be nice if they didn't include them.
Yeah, that is a little bit weird.
It would be very helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we all feared, the Aaron Rodgers was official.
Yeah.
I do not believe he will be playing again.
Boy, this is crazy. I'm seeing posts. I've seen like 4 posts today about people who have to leave their state to go play DFS.
What does that mean?
My message here from there's some states that you can't play. Like you can't play in Oregon.
Right.
So just people are flying places. I'm just looking at JM to Win posted that he flew to Oakland to so he could play. So he could because you could edit your lineups. You just can't enter.
That's true. That is true.
There's other ways of going about it, but I guess it's a little dangerous, and I don't want to come out and say anything on air and have it come back to bite me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure you do. All right, what else we got, guys? In terms of questions, I'm gonna go ahead and build in like probably 10 minutes or so. Sheets is gonna update the sheet.
Yeah, and I'll be done with the projections, but within like probably 5 minutes.
Oh, awesome.
Maybe 10.
All right. And just as far as it goes, weather today, like nothing that looks dangerous enough. There is I guess a tiny bit of an outside chance that you could see a small delay at some point in the New York Boston game, but I think it's probably looks like it's unlikely. But I guess, I mean, look, Crawford is 5,700 anyway. It doesn't really matter to me. Give me a few innings. Jolly, he did the Saber Sim stuff earlier a little bit. I think that if you rewind the tape, we got a little bit of Saber Sim stuff. They were trying to force.
Yeah, but it was on the old projections. But the idea is the current recommendation, whatever the current lineups are looking like paying down for pitching and getting up to like Cubs, Houston, Arizona, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't kidding. I'm telling you, I'm going to be playing that Hassan guy, that Assad guy.
I don't think it's a bad play. The more the day has gone on, I actually have come around a little bit on it. But I just think that there's a bunch of guys like that in that range that makes sense.
That's true.
Wells is a prospect for the Yankees, to answer that question. He's a catcher. He's caught every day. Hasn't hit a home run yet. It's not like he's a new guy. He just happens to be batting fourth because the Yankees lineup is terrible and they're doing what they should have done a long time ago and let the kids play. Yeah, he's a real prospect as far as that goes. To answer that question, I mean,
this is the Chicago guy.
No, this is Austin Wells.
Oh.
Yeah, he's one of the Yankees prospects. To take it with that what you will. He's a prospect, and he's going to be really, really popular tonight.
Yeah, Chris Bryant at 2,500
on FanDuel. Chris Bryant at 2,500 is gonna make people do what I did, which is playing the Colorado stack on FanDuel, just because you can get it in so nicely. I know we like the Assad thing, but I also do like the Colorado stack.
Oh yeah, I mean, you should almost go without saying. I'll tell you something else. I mean, for what it's worth, Joe Ryan has really not been very good.
No, he's been struggling. I'm a huge fan of his as a pitcher. I think he's got a nice, great career he's going to have, but this has not been his best year. And as much as we're okay with trying to attack Tampa Bay. It's not like I'm trying to go out and say, okay, who's Tampa Bay playing today? I want to go and try and get
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're pesky. They're tougher. And they're also better than they were at the start of the year because they didn't have Josh Lowe or Brandon Lau a lot of the year against righties. So their numbers are a little skewed. So Joe Ryan might look like a slightly better play than he actually is, I guess is the best way to put it. But what I will say is that game is the worst hitting game I've seen conditions-wise in a long time. The only thing that's gotten a little bit better for it is that the winds are now across the field. But it's a 60-degree game. I mean, like we're used to, like these other games we're looking at, like I know it's only 70-something out there, but like even in the Dodger Stadium, it's going to be 70, 78 tonight. You know what I mean? Or no, actually it's gotten a little cooler, down to 73 now.
Yeah, Chicago, Arizona, Houston. I'm just looking at the projection I'm about to put up.
Yeah,
Chicago, Arizona, Houston look to be the top teams.
I'm going to be very surprised if Houston's really popular personally.
Yeah, I just thought about projections.
It's
tough to get to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chicago, Arizona, Houston. Chicago, Arizona, Houston. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the Houstons in just like you are. I think. All right, let me upload the projections, and that will be that. Did Goldie update his as well, or?
Goldie's got his. We haven't gotten him yet. Sometimes he waits till 6:30 or so to get him done.
Right, so the Chiefs projections are just populated now. That means they'll be on SaberSim within like 6 hours. So that's good.
We got Pingalore in the chat saying Lance Lynn is going to get shelved. That's
It's very possible.
Yeah, sure, it's possible. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is what it is. If you want to stack San Diego on this slate, go ahead. But doing it just because Lance Lynn has struggled in a couple outings doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do to me. But I also think that they're totally viable. I don't think I'm stacking on an 11 gamer up a team with just a 4-run total, but that's me unless I really like something. I think they're viable. I just don't think I'm going to probably end up getting to them. I would way rather pay up for Houston. I would rather pay up for the Dodgers.
I'm going to run another build here with look at this. I'm making some headway here. I'm going to make another build with new projections.
I don't mind the San Diego thing though. I just think I have them like 11 fun stacks today.
I am still getting like 26% ownership projection on Woo. I think that's going to stand.
Okay.
And I'm getting 35% like Justin Verlander.
That's what I thought would happen. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And only whatever 26% Ryan.
I'm
getting 30% ownership in Christopher Morel.
Okay, let's see.
I wonder how much Alorio is going to end up. Probably not that much.
What's that?
The Alorio guy? I mean, he'll get owned, but it's not going to be like crazy.
Oh, Florio?
Yeah.
I would bet it's 15. I bet you he's one of the, I don't know, outside the Cubs.
15. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I would bet he's the highest owned player outside of the Cubs.
And he'll be in all the cash lineups, I presume.
Oh, if you're not playing him in cash, you should just quit playing cash.
You know what? That's good too. You shouldn't play cash anyway.
There's literally no reason not to play that guy in cash. Sheets, they want you to get to say a crazy lineup stack or something. Ping alert.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Hold on 1 second. Well, I could do that. That's easy. First of all, I definitely am digging the Arizona. I think. Oh wait, I don't want that. I want this. Yeah, it's Seattle, man. That's what it is. I mean,
I love the Seattle craziness too. I'm gonna definitely get some of that. My notes from this show are actually I'm gonna get some Woo. I'm gonna get some Nelson. I'm gonna get some Seattle. I have to play some Florio probably in a couple lineups, and I'm gonna get some Manaea. But I am still heavy.
I'm getting. You know what? I'm getting a lot more Crawford now.
Yeah.
With that lineup thing, that makes sense.
Yep. I like it.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
I might have to go in a minute just because I got to get my windows open. It's literally like 100 degrees in here. I'm going nuts. I'll just do that while you're doing that.
Arizona, Chicago. Yeah, I don't want to play the Buto. So what I might just do is I'll take out the Buto and replace him with the Assad.
All right.
But yeah, I think I'm going to end up with Crawford as the highest known pitcher at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think that certainly makes some sense. If people are really asking for refunds because Aaron Rodgers got hurt, I think they should just quit playing and quit ever betting on sports.
That's standard now. That's what everybody does.
It's not like he got hurt before the game started.
That's what everybody does.
He's 40 years old. He's 40 years old. What do you guys think is going to happen?
It doesn't. I mean, it's ridiculous.
All right, Cheats, are you cool if I jump pretty soon?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to say good luck to everybody for all the premium members. I'll be in the Discord all night. Let me know if you have any questions or anything comes up. I will definitely post. And there's been a lot of late baseball movement, so just keep an eye out for player. I will post if things happen. And our other users who have been so awesome, they've been doing that as well. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And to answer Triple J's question, yes, I like Crawford over Nelson, but I am going to play some Nelson. Sheets, I'm guessing you like Crawford better too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, I'm going to let Sheets do his thing, and I have to run to the restroom really quick. So good luck, everybody.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to get out of here then. So just again to recap the ownerships, pitching is Crawford, Ryan, Rodon, Sandoval, Assad, and Lynn. Actually, is my top 5. And then stacks wise, Arizona, Chicago, Yankees. Actually, Arizona, Chicago taking a pretty big chunk of it. That's pretty much it. All kinds of freaking sports and content and stuff coming up the next couple of days between the various MMA breakdowns, the golf, the football, the whatever else is going on. We'll try to get to all of it. And we'll do a live sweat at some point. Hopefully, I think it makes sense to do it tomorrow, just because again we can double with the PGA lineup build. Does that make sense? You know what we're gonna do? I'll do for you guys. I'll do one last Saber sim run on FanDuel, so you can see what that looks like. All right, let me just share my screen again. Go back to FanDuel. I'm sorry, I haven't had my chat on. So now you could fire up whatever questions you have now. So let's get rid of this build. And then I still don't know how to use. It's so embarrassing. I still don't know how to use SaberSim right with the new format here. But let's do the best we can. So we'll put the new FanDuel sheets in, and we'll just fire it. We'll build a new 50. 34, 400 is fine. And we'll just rock the house. See what we got. I thought I said the lineup, Pingalore. I'll do it again. I'm gonna do it right now, actually. After I do, I'll tell you what, I'll do the FanDuel, and then I'm gonna do the DraftKings crazy lineup. I can just tell you what it is. I mean, it's gonna be Assad, probably Assad, Crawford, Seattle, Chicago. How about that? I'm gonna get any better than that, right? You're gonna play the pitcher in Coors. We definitely have to go back to our Seattles, right? When our Dylan Moores and all those cats. Definitely Assad. I mean, come on. How do you not play him? It's ridiculous. Playing at Coors, just 63% ground ball rate. Doesn't strike anybody out anymore. How can you not play it? All right, let's see what the FanDuel looks like here. Ooh, this looks fun. Let's make. I want to do the 4-4s on FanDuel. I just can't help it. And Astros, Arizona. They really want me to just jam Arizona. I mean, I can't just completely jam them, but I can certainly get very overweight on them. Well, let's be a little circumspect over here, and let's not play too much. So I get too much Arizona. We get a little more Houston. That makes some sense. I don't even want to know what pitchers I have. How about that? We'll do min unique 2 though. We're 4-4 teams that I'm literally not going to check my pitchers. How about that? That's fun. And then download. And I'll show you exactly what that Seattle nonsense will look like. First, we'll put that in the 250. And everybody yell at me. All right, upcoming. Good thing is we're not going to be dead for like a long time. That doesn't start till later. That's probably something really cool. Did anybody ever do this? I don't think people have done this. You know, people have like entered their lineups without looking at them, but I don't think they've actually just intentionally seen their stacks. But didn't actually go over. I ignored my pitchers. I know they're all going to be terrible. With all these Arizona guys, and with all these expensive San Diego guys, I know that they're going to be really, real cheapos. I really don't want to know what they are. I mean, I'm sure it's a disaster, but we'll see. So FanDuel is now up. Processing. Okay, let's go to DraftKings. You got to find that the 250, right? Let's see here. Gotcha. This one. Yeah, the fourth. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna go Crawford with the sod. Get rid of these cats. And there are certain non-negotiables, okay, when you play Seattle. Okay, like you have to play Kyle Raleigh. You have to play. Well, there's literally the only choice you really have is whether you pay up for what's his name or not, Julio Rodriguez or not. Let's presume that we won't for now, and then we could just pile on these turkeys if we want. What other shortstop? Who plays short? Oh, so we're gonna play Dansby Swanson. We're gonna play Christian Morale. We can almost play Bellinger, but we can go play him. Leave 1,500 on the table. We don't have to do that. This is such a sweet lineup, though. This is such a sweet lineup. I mean, how is this losing? I really don't know how. So 1,500 on the table it is. All right, there it is. All right. Good luck, everybody.